Hello. First, thank you for working hard yesterday and working hard today on finding equations of lines from given information. I'm hoping to be back tomorrow. This video should help you with your notes today about equations of lines parallel or perpendicular to a given line. First off, a definition. Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form four right angles. As you can see in the diagram at the right, we have two lines that we can say are perpendicular to each other. We can see two right angles, and the linear pair postulate tells us that this would be another right angle right in here as well. I hold this one down here. So these are four right angles, so they're perpendicular lines. Symbol for perpendicular is an upside down T that looks like that. Parallel lines have the same slope. So line 1 has a slope of 3/5. Line 2 has to have a slope of 3/5 for them to be parallel. They have to have the exact same slope. So the slope of line 1 is -7/2. The slope of line 2 would also have to be -7/2. So if they're going to be parallel, the slopes have to be exactly the same. If they're going to be perpendicular, they're going to meet at right angles. The slopes for line 1, let's say the slope was 2/3. The slope for line 2 would be the negative reciprocal of that, which means take the reciprocal of 2/3, which is 3/2, and write down the opposite sign. Since the original was 2/3, this one's going to be -3/2. If the original was -4/5, the perpendicular one would be 5/4. We turn it over and we take the opposite of it. So the opposite of a negative is a positive. The opposite of a positive is a negative. Now our slope happens to be a whole number like 3. Slope of the perpendicular, turn it over, is going to be 1/3. And the opposite of +3 is negative. So -1/3. The parallel lines will always have the same slope. Perpendicular lines will have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. Now, if we have a graph of a line, we can calculate the slope. Slope is rise over run. Here would be the rise. And this would be the run. The run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the run is 5, and the rise was 1, 2, 3, 4 down. The run -4 because we went down. We're sloping downward. So the slope here would be -4/5. So always put the rise vertical over the run horizontal. And if the line goes down from left to right, just remember that means it's going to be a negative slope. If it goes up from left to right, it's a positive slope. Now, they give us the equation of the line. We can find the slope by carefully reading the equation. On the one on the left here, y equals 3x plus 4 minus 4. Remember yesterday we learned that one form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. In this case, the 3 is the coefficient, so the slope of that line happens to be 3. We're going to use the same idea in the second one. We just need to get it to be y equals. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. The 3x minus 3x is 0, so we get 2y. The 12 and the 3x we can't put together because they are not like terms, so we'll call it -3x plus 12. We'll divide by 2. We have y equals -3/2 times x plus 6. That's in y equals mx plus b form. In this case, m is -3/2. So when they give you the equation, put it into y equals mx plus b form and identify the m. The coefficient of x will be the slope. Now let's see how we can use this. So we want the line that's going to be parallel to this line, and it has to pass through 5, 7. So as it says in your notes, the first thing you need to do is to find the slope of the existing line. Now this is the same one we had previously. And so the run was 5, and the slope, because it was going down, was -4. So the slope of our line is -4/5, and it has to pass through the point 5, 7. Remember yesterday, one of our ways to find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form was to take this information and plug it into y equals mx plus b. So the y value is 7. The x value is -4/5. And the x value is 5. -4/5 times 5 turns out to be -4. And if we add 4, we get b equals 11. So our equation is y equals, the slope was -4/5, and the b value is 11. So there's our equation in slope-intercept form. Remember to pause this video at any point. In the second one, we want the line perpendicular to this line, y equals 2/3 x plus 7, where it passes through the point 4, -1. The given slope is 2/3. So the perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal, so -3/2. We have to pass through the point 4, -1. So y equals mx plus b. The y is -1. The m is -3/2. The x is 4. -3/2 times 4 turns out to be -6. Add 6. B is 5. So putting in the slope, -3/2, and putting in the b value plus 5. There would be the equation of the line. It's going to be perpendicular to the original one given, and it passes through the point 4, -1. And in the final example, this time we want to be parallel to 2x plus 3y equals 15, and it has to pass through the line, pass through the point 6, 5. So on this equation, let's see, we subtract 2x, get the y by itself. 2x plus 15. I'm going to divide everything by 3. So y equals -2/3 x plus 5. So this slope is -2/3. We're looking for parallel slope. The parallel means they're the same slope. So for our line, we want a slope of -2/3. And it has to pass through the point 6, 5. So just like the previous examples, put that into y equals mx plus b. Y is 5, m is -2/3, x is 6. -2/3 times 6 turns out to be -4. Use your calculator to verify that. Add 4. 9 is equal to b. And so our final equation, the slope we need is -2/3. We have the x, mx, whoops, -2/3. Sorry about that. Let's erase that. You will cooperate with me because I want to cooperate. There we go. -2/3 times x, and then plus the b, which was 9. And that would be your final answer on that example. There are a few questions for you to solve, both on paper and in Math Excel. Good luck, and I hope to see you tomorrow.